What's up guys, welcome to today's video. We are here at Players Classic in Goodwood. It's beautiful, the sun is shining, but what's more beautiful is the car that we came to check out this weekend. It is one of the world's first drift spec Porsche 911s, and here it is. Alright, this is the man with the plan, as always.
What's up, bro?
So I've got to give a little backstory to this car, because the last time I saw this car, I went to get married in Abu Dhabi. Couldn't stay away from cars for longer than a week. Went to see Sultan's place. He had this, top secret. It was a shell.
Basically, yep.
That was like 60 days ago.
Yeah.
And now it's a fully functioning drift car.
Yeah, it's working.
We got to start at the start though. Okay, so why a 99? Is it a 6 or 7?
997.
997.
Yes.
So it's even the nice fronted one that he's taken the front off. So basically, you had a vision.
Yeah.
Because you had one.
Yes.
That was a street car.
Yes.
So this is the old new body kit from Japan,
Yes.
which gives it this kind of slant nose or just slant nose, right?
Slant nose, yeah.
And then you said that looks nice as a road car, but I'll just make a drift car out of a Porsche.
Exactly.
Which
I know it worked. I mean, we had issues with the way to explain it to you, but then once we figured that out, it worked.
He's very much simplified this whole process. We're going to backtrack. So you get a Porsche.
Yeah.
You then got to put a cage in the Porsche.
Yeah.
So you did all that. We'll start with the outside first.
Okay.
So this is the old new kit. If you guys aren't familiar, it's a kit made in Japan.
Yes.
Which converts usually the 996, because that's the one with the ugly front end.
Yeah.
But you did 997, same thing.
Yeah.
And it gives it this old 80s race car look, which means you relocate the lights from here down onto the front bumper, which looks really cool. You get daytime running lights.
Yeah.
And that's the old new kit,
Yes.
right? There's some
I
things
changed
though
the
that
lights too.
I was about to say, some things that are not the same as what I've seen on other kits.
Alright.
So the front lights for me are
If I turn them on, you might know. I mean, I found I was looking for the circular lights, and I realized they're the same as a G-Class, G-Wagon.
these are G-Wagon headlights.
G-Wagon so it's not the G-Wagons exactly, because that had to run on ECU. So there's a company that does the G-Wagon to run on, like your wife's Jeep and stuff like that.
But also maybe the old G-Wagons probably.
No, these are the new ones, the Halos.
So
someone made them to work on like without the can. And but we put on. It works.
There you go. G-Wagon headlights.
Usually people put cheaper lights in, and you've put...
We found it, we were lucky, so we were like, why not?
Well, let's be
It
honest,
works.
you're never going to hit the front bumper with anything in drifting, so it's fine. So this is not the same as the old new kit. So it doesn't have this scoop. This is just, they leave the hood standard on them, but this has a huge fan in there.
Yeah, so we went with Black Boost. We tried their fan before, and it was on the money. We never had heating issues, and I didn't cut anything from the bumper. I don't have heating issues with this.
So just fan,
Just that
rad.
fan, that's it.
Talk to me about the hood though. Where is this from?
So this is a stock hood, and then we made a mold, and then we reshaped it, and this is a carbon bucket. So we shaped everything with steel and everything. We scanned everything, and then we saw how we, once it was nice, then we remade the mold for everything from scratch.
So
again.
to clarify, this is not, I put the rad and fan in the space I had.
No.
You had this first, and then made the hood work with this.
Yeah.
So that's totally custom one-off on the front.
Let me pop the hood, you see what I mean.
You never know if it's the hood or the trunk. That's the thing about a Porsche.
So as you see, it's centered, and this is all carbon.
That's really nice.
And it's just to fit the rest of it. It's all.
So what have we got up the front here? Because this is very unusual for a drift car. You've got to move things around a little bit more.
So first things first, people will see this.
So it says here, lead weight in chassis. So why do you need that sticker there?
Why is that?
For the airplane.
For the airplane, folks, as it came on as luggage to Ultrace in Poland.
You were scared of the something suspicious
It was
looking
bags.
there.
We had, because the divers bags, lead bags, 4-pound bags.
Yeah.
So we have 16 of them there, and then you can see we have dumbbells here.
Oh yeah,
So
there's dumbbells in there, as you do on a drift car.
To counterweight the rear engine.
Because everything's in the back, more or less.
So
this that joke is because this car came on a plane from your workshop,
Yeah.
well, not directly, but from the airport near your workshop to Ultrace in Poland,
Yes.
and it was deadline missed, so had to be shipped quicker, and shipped was too slow, so flown was the way.
Exactly. And
So you had to explain to them that there's
lead, just in
there's
case,
lead.
because it's not like bricks, it's bags. You know, the lead for divers. So if they see like random bags, I was like, it's just in case, because it's in the
because
chassis.
the rest of it's not random at all. The pink Porsche drift car, but the lead was what was really going to set them over.
I
the
like
edge.
it. I imagine if they just saw that. Oh, that's what it is.
They go, makes perfect sense. So you've moved your fluid stuff here to the front, kill
Yeah.
switch, battery,
Yeah,
electric power steering,
MR2.
MR2 power, MR2. It's going to live on forever. Like the MR2 Toyota, everyone in drifting has their pump and power steering setup for some reason.
It works really well with the Porsche, to be honest. Like on other cars, they, you know, but honestly with the Porsche, it was really good. So
Hello.
yeah.
So you've done a custom battery tray with your own logo. I can
Yeah.
see it, a little bit of flex there, and
Always
this is
the flex.
custom.
Yeah.
With the logo again there.
And then because we were thinking of going commercial with some of our parts, these are prototypes, but the bottles for the brake assembly we have in the car, and I did my own fuel system. So basically, the surge tank stays in the tank, and you can service all your pumps. It's a pretty trick thing. This is a prototype. I might change a few things on it to make it more user friendly. It's already as easy as it can be, but you know, if you want to do production, I want it to be perfect.
So just for you guys who may not be aware of Sultan's build, not only is he building this stuff and buying some things for it, but you're actually designing R&Ding for other cars out of every car. So this is a lot of prototype stuff in this that can be applied to any drift car pretty much.
Yeah.
So you've got so the strut tower is obviously, this is where it gets interesting with the suspension,
Yeah.
right? Because obviously the old Porsche 911 doesn't have the greatest steering lock for drifting. So what have you had to change on the suspension?
Every single thing. So it's running a Porsche shock, but everything else had to be changed. So I thought the E92 had this closest, just because it's a McPherson style, but we had to cut the whole thing, even the top. Like the shock doesn't go in the hub. We had to cut the bottom half. We did our own control arms, everything from scratch. So yeah, and then we 3D scanned all the, like there's vents there. Well, tomorrow you'll see we have all this is covered. We have all the stock looking covers, but even for as a firewall, we scanned that, and the boys EMET Black Mist, so they made the 3D printed covers on it.
Wow. So you can actually cover over all that.
Yeah, that's all these. That's why there's all these bolts.
So it doesn't even really give
No.
away how specific it is. It's
No.
so you're trying to do a drift car, but still make it look kind of like a proper street car or race car.
Yeah,
I love that.
This one was all about the details. Like even the factory, those hole punched, whatever the circles there, I matched the same. I went a bit bigger and I made ovalated gussets and. It's
All
just-
the
Wait,
same.
hang on a second. So usually they're circular.
Yeah, so I just made it ovalated gussets.
You had to make them.
Yeah, and I couldn't find the gusset itself.
I don't think they make them that shape.
So
No.
we made our own, and yeah. So basically, that's the
So
front.
it has really good steering angle now.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Balance the weight with the weight on the front.
It's not, I won't say 50-50, but
Yeah,
when
better
I first
than
did it, it was around 68-32, so almost 70-30. It was you
It's a
couldn't.
lot better than I would have thought for this.
No, it was bad. You can't steer it. You
yeah.
cannot. You literally cannot turn.
Was it just understeer, push understeer?
Yeah, you can't leave. Like if you want to leave a parking, you cannot turn out of the jack stuff.
So you got the weight on the front. And what's it now sitting at?
It's around 64.
Which is
It's
pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's
There,
pretty
for the Chinese tires, there's so much grip.
Yeah.
So much grip.
And so obviously, this is the bit that I'm going to question a lot now because I
Yes.
don't know the answer to any of this.
Yeah.
We may as well pop open this part of the car because this is not Porsche.
Yeah, so I have it electronically connected. Oh, sorry.
That's how Stocky's left it. He's left the
Electronic boot latch. Wow. I heard I used to have a Porsche and that's how it sounds when it opens up.
Pop it open.
So will this hit? No?
No. Factory.
So we got an LS in here. So what LS is this?
LS3.
An LS3.
Yeah.
Few bits done?
Everything.
Everything done.
Bar the
Few bits.
crank. We left the 3.8 crank.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stock 3.6 inch or whatever it's called. The crank. But bearings, pistons, heads, everything, valves, everything.
And how did it fit?
Like a glove.
It does look like it's kind of meant to
It's
be there.
actually- Yeah, because that's the fact. I didn't cut it. That's running the factory stock engine mount. So
So this engine mount
Yeah.
here,
yeah,
this is
made by a company called Renegade Hybrid in Las Vegas, and then
so it's almost like you're reverse mounting an LS essentially.
No, it's
Or it's just
correct.
regular?
It's regular.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So they make this part. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And so this is similar to where the air intake is on a
Yeah,
911.
yeah.
This looks like a very standard firewall as well.
Yeah,
Didn't come
I
much-
didn't cut the firewall. That's all factory firewall.
So hang on a second, I can't help but think. So this is the that's where the air is on a standard car. So this is technically reversed.
No, the engine itself is
Yeah,
same.
which mean the gearbox would be backwards.
So the engine's correct, but the gearbox is it's a transaxle, so it is backwards.
So what gearbox is it running?
Stop Porsche. It is running.
I'm gonna need a minute here. So you took an LS, you put it in the back, and you mated it to the Porsche transition
Yeah.
with an adapter plate, and it all
Yeah,
worked
and
okay.
clutches. I upgraded the clutches, seals. I couldn't find a two-way diff for a Porsche. No one does it. I was like, you know what? We just weld it. Welded
Hey.
I was
diff.
about to say, not many Porsche owners are like, I want to be kind of skipping and hopping through the car park if I can. So you welded the stock diff.
Yep. And then we changed. Obviously, we changed all the seals, fork, release bearing, everything. Put it back together. It's working.
This is incredible. And you did this all in like 60 days.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
We've been trying for 2 years to put an SR20 into an MX-5.
And
we
then,
are really failing. Oh no, there's
Oh, sorry,
more,
wait.
there's more.
so if we close this I didn't like. It was too pink. There was too much pink going on.
Yeah.
So you see this black thing. If we hit
Hold
the
on,
brakes,
this isn't.
Yeah, I made my own light. So if these are brake lights, if you hit the brakes, the whole thing lights up.
That's
these-
almost like a take on the
Yeah.
newer Porsche.
And that's
then.
a cover. We actually molded the factory lights to make that piece, and then this piece goes through it. And that's
Because I was
your
just about to say,
brake
you can't cut a light
No.
like this. So
No.
I was thinking that's not a stock light.
No.
So you've made the lights, remolded them, and then made this part
light. Yeah.
to give it that modern Porsche look
Yeah.
with the big LED strip on it.
Exactly.
It almost looks factory at this. You wouldn't even notice it's
Yeah.
fully custom.
It's incredible.
There was too much pink going on, so we did that.
So the color of the car, I didn't even. So this is a Porsche color.
It's the rarest color they do. It's called the Ruby Star or Ruby Stone Red, and yeah.
Being generous with the red now, it's pink.
Yeah, it's very good. We had a problem with the Carnet because they're like, what's the? I was like, it's called Ruby Star Red. And then when they came to the airport, like, oh, that's a pink car. Where's the red car? I was like, so yeah,
But I think that's the thing is, and it's on.
yeah. We got
UAE plates?
We had
Sorry, can I just point this out here, above the plate? Have you got a
reverse camera.
reverse camera there?
Yeah, why not? We're actually.
It's a drift car.
There's 3 screens inside. You'll see in a second.
Come on.
I say that's we have to move on now.
Okay, so we got to go inside the car because I haven't. This is the bit I haven't seen. So
Yeah,
I've
jump
seen the
in,
car on the
jump in.
outside. I've seen the photos. I want to jump in and just see.
It's very spacious. It'll be fine.
very spacious. Oh wow, there's a lot of space in here.
Yeah.
Like you've a lot of room here.
So yeah, you see that there's one screen to tell you all the engine stuff up front,
So where is
So down here.
and then on the bottom there's 2 screens. One's for the reverse and one's for the water pump.
So you have 2 screens down there.
Hold on, so you can watch the water pump.
No, yeah, like it tells you the temps and everything
Yeah.
on that top screen, like the EWP one,
Oh,
Davis
I
Craig.
get you, yeah.
And the one on the bottom is a camera.
So the bottom was just to see where you're going when you're reversing.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, you can't see much.
The wing kind of gets
Yeah,
in
the wing has kind of removed all of that from it. So you've done Alcantara on the dashboard.
Yeah,
Hold on 2 seconds. So you've molded the dashboard
Yeah.
to be carbon, and then you've
Right.
covered it up.
and we color match the stitches.
Color match the stitch to the paint on the car.
And it's all CNC, so the line of the stitches is on a CNC. It's not like someone handed it. They actually input the Porsche file and redid the whole thing.
Aren't you happy you clicked on this video now? Aren't you happy?
The attention, we go on about attention to detail to cars, and
But what
I
about
don't-
the windows?
Yeah, quick reasons. So you saw the car, didn't have doors, didn't have a roof.
Yeah.
So I took my stock one.
Oh, the roof is carbon.
Yeah, we did a stock one and we molded the stock door, reshaped the interior and made the whole thing for windows and all.
So what shifter is this? Sorry, I'm jumping around here. I'm getting very
Yeah.
distracted.
So
what shifter
I made this myself. It's
of course.
yeah. We did actually. It's the top half is the CAE.
Yeah.
So that side I did the same as CAE, and I had to do the rest of the bottom to make a reverse mount handbrake. And I broke the original handbrake. We broke it in Ultra. I think someone kicked it. Or I think I broke it. But then someone from there welded it together and taped it. And he's like, "Here you go. As long as you can continue drifting with
Yeah,
us."
that makes sense.
So they gave me a handbrake. I was like, "Thank you."
So you got a handbrake.
Yeah.
it's quite nice in here,
Look how low down you sat.
which is strange because I can see the mechanism moving the back,
Cables,
the cables. So you can see the cables moving you can see it moving for this all the way back to the gearbox, which is the original gearbox.
I like
That's
that.
a GT3 linkage system, and we mated it to our own. And it's pretty good.
It's very good.
And that's the pedal box I was telling you. You've seen it on the Bentley, on the IS.
It's a hanging pedal box. It actually feels
Yeah.
very natural because some of the pedal boxes feel they're generally designed for racing cars.
Yeah,
so
so
you're not just going
Yeah.
on off.
No,
whereas
no.
In drifting, you need a little bit more play.
It needs to be. I like them ergonomically comfortable,
Yes.
so that's how.
Like you've got feel.
Yeah.
I find some pedal boxes very on off, and you don't know what's happening. This is lovely. This feels like stock. A little bit harder, but quite close to stock. All the buttons are really nicely integrated. But I'm going to bring you back to the windows because that's a bit. I'm like, how did you make windows that come out?
So I'll tell you what happened. So I ordered these from ACW. They do like the GT3 cars in England.
Yep.
So I ordered the back, the sides, and the front. And then one day after testing, the sides ones flew off. So I remade them. So I waited months for nothing. And then these are factory windows, shaped and formed and everything. So I just, since I had the factory glass, my other Porsche, we made a mold on the factory glass. And then you can just hold this, take these two buttons off, swirl. And usually, like today, it's a bit sunny. So when I went out and testing, or they let me do some skids, just take it off.
That's so cool.
So,
My windows to put on and off take 45
Say
minutes.
45 minutes. Josh will take to put on and off. This is the
this
future.
and usually it should go faster, but because this is shaped to the Porsche, it actually goes in the factory location. So if it rains, theoretically it goes under the door, and then there's drains on the bottom.
That's what I was just about to say because a lot of people in drifting put these windows on,
Yeah,
and then it
yeah.
rains. One, you go fast and the window bows out,
yeah.
and then all the rain comes in,
Yeah.
and then you realize that there's. I remember in one drift car I was sitting in the rain, and there was probably 4 inches of water in the door. Because you forget to put the drain rails in like the standard car, and it starts. You hear this driving along like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What is that?" So you got to drill.
The only reason it's shaping out a little bit, so I'm running all the factory rubbers, top here.
Yeah, I just noticed. It's all,
Everything.
it looks very factory.
Yeah, it is all. We ordered it in, so once we finish the whole car, we put the whole thing. I think it makes a difference.
I think
It
the
does
fit and
make a
finish
You know?
makes a big
Yeah,
difference.
Big difference, in my opinion. I think it just really changes the car. All these little strips,
Because-
even these.
Not to say what you're put words in your mouth, but this is a show car that's a drift car.
Yeah.
It's not just a drift car,
Exactly.
and it's not just a show car because there's a few of these you've seen as show cars. To me, the fit and finish of your drift car is just as good as those show cars,
Exactly.
but it's actually a drift car, which just blows my mind that you can actually have it both ways. You're
think
not
that-
compromising one way or the other.
I think you should, like, if you build something good enough, like as a race car, it should be a show car. So, but the reason I wanted to go extra spicy, as they say, is because I wanted to bring it to shows like this, where they're really looking at it as a show car, as a showpiece, but it's not just a trailer queen. Like you can send. I was sending.
Today
it's
was
fine.
the funniest thing ever because there was people just looking at this car, taking photos, going, "That car is so cool," and then he hops in a race suit, and they're like, "Huh?" And then it's like going up and down the street,
Yeah, with
drifting.
man-Gs and everything. It's pretty cool.
Which is like no offense to anybody at the show, but there's very few cars here that anyone would drive like that look like this.
It's made to be sent. Adam, the bad, he's trying to push me to send it around Mondello. I was like, I'll do the rest, but he's like, send it straight.
No, straight over the hill.
With all the weights, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap it up with the beauty of this is that Sultan is bringing this car to the LZ World Tour in Ireland in Mondello Park.
Yes.
We haven't decided yet. You've decided?
I've decided.
We have a few options. We have a few. Danny's being there, we're there. Like, there's a few options. Let's see what car we do.
Well, at least do a demo.
But either way,
No, I think we should say like 2 or 3 likes and he has to send it maybe.
one like and
Like by Adam.
Adam O'Connor likes this. So the idea is that whether or not we see it in competition, we will see it do some
100%.
skids.
Oh, yeah.
So the car is going to go out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So last year I think we had the first ever Lamborghini
Yeah.
drifting around Mondello, this would be the first ever Porsche to ever drift around Mondello. Intentionally.
Yeah.
I'm sure a few have done it unintentionally. But you also have the Corolla there as well, so either way it's a cool car. But tickets are still available for the event. They're flying out, so make sure you guys are there. This is just another nuts car that's going to be at that event, and it's so cool that we get to see it from shell to drift car to then back in Mondello, like back at our place, and it might even do a little bit of living in our new HQ in the meantime. But dude, you've absolutely smashed it out the park
Thank you so much,
again.
man. Thank you so much, man.
So that's an
Appreciate it.
Aston Martin, a Bentley, a ton of other stuff, and now a Porsche. There is no mark too fancy for Sultan to make into something that shreds tires. So again, he's got more projects on the way. We'll try and keep up with that. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. We just had to do a little feature on this because it's not worth 2 minutes in a video. You gotta see all the details on
Thank
it.
you so
I
much.
absolutely love it. But if you guys enjoyed this, we got some more features coming from Players Classic. We're having a blast here. Sun is beautiful. All the cars look amazing. And we're gonna go find some more gems. So stay with us, hit subscribe, like, stay tuned for more content, and we'll see you on the next one.